apparently this week, and this was a very poor week to do this, it was basically announced that there's this partnership with Red Bull that leaked on, at least initially when the Taken King info leaked, this was part of that leak. And little did we know what we were walking into. So, Destin,
why don't you? Promotion.
Yeah, why don't you set the table for this? Cool promotion. We're going to come back to that if it's cool or not. But more importantly, I promise we will. Destin, set the table for this.
All right. So Red Bull and Destiny are working together, and they're doing a thing where, like, when you open your Red Bull, there's a code underneath that you can redeem at Red Bull's website, and it'll give you a 50% XP bonus and unlock a mission only available in the USA and Canada
until.
Well, August 1st, it's nationwide.
Well, no, but meaning this promotion to Red Bull is only exclusive through I believe, the 1st of next year in 2016.
Yes.
So the mission will be released. So it's a timed exclusive. You will get access to it.
It's a timed exclusive with Red Bull, and it's just terrible timing. Like, it just kind of continues the PR nightmare that they're stuck in right now.
This week was really bad for them PR-wise.
Their whole UK fan base is angry. So there's not only this problem, there's also the pricing problem, which we never talked about. In the UK, they have to pay $63 for the $40 Taken King thing because they did a direct translation into pounds.
Right.
So the UK is just getting screwed.
Yeah, but they also have to pay £60 for the full edition, right?
Yeah, consistently though on video games,
actually,
the UK
Amazon
gets pretty screwed. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, Amazon actually reduced the price of the limited edition for the Taken King to be comparable. They released it to £43, which is closer to what it should actually cost.
Oh, really? So you're telling? Sorry, I didn't double check this. So it's £43 current. Sorry, £43 for the Taken King limited edition, which is the full game, right?
Which is $63 on Amazon.
Right. Which is the full game though, and the digital, Taken King stuff. Or you're telling me it's £40 for just the Taken King.
Yeah,
there's a £3 differential, is what you're just saying?
Okay. I don't know what the pounds are exactly. The US equivalent is it's $63 for that Game of the Year edition, the middle tier edition of Destiny with the Taken King, right? That comes to $63 US. But if you just get the Taken King, it's still £40, which is
roughly. Yeah, I mean, but that's what I'm saying. In pounds, they're currently too
I'm screwing
close,
this up. Yes. Okay.
Regardless, the anger is pointed at that UK is paying more. But I like I said earlier, I feel like that's been a problem with video games in Europe for a very long time. Like I mean. Whatever.
It's not exclusive to Destiny.
It is not exclusive to. This is not a problem exclusive to Destiny. But regardless, you should be upset if you live in any other region other than the U.S. and Canada because you're not getting in on whatever this thing is. And I love that the Red Bull thing is, and I love that the Dying Light developers decided to have fun with this.
Oh,
they added a tweet talking about we're jumping on the latest trend in game marketing, and they call it the water weapon docket.
Yeah. So if you tweet them a picture of you drinking water, they will give you a code to unlock a weapon docket.
That's great.
And they're not the only one. There was another game. Oh man, I forgot the name of it. But they released 3 free emotes. Oh, Warframe. There it is.
No, there you go. Okay.
So Warframe released 3 free emotes in response to this Destiny fiasco.
Wow.
Just like, here's some emotes, whatever. We don't care. For free. Free. And Dying Light's giving away free stuff for you drinking water.
Okay.
So, everybody's like taking a stab.
Got a dying thirst? Have a glass of water. All right. But more importantly, let's talk a bit about
Drink for
this
DLC
problem.
is the hashtag.
Yeah, this controversy is then that this mission, this XP boost, not going to be in other regions.
Yeah.
What about the U.S. response? What are you seeing there? Like, are people just upset because this is distastefully the thing? This is the equivalent of Mountain Dew and Doritos.
U.S. response is still negative because it's tied to 7-Eleven, and a lot of people don't have a 7-Eleven near them. So I'm like, all right, I guess I won't be playing it. So not only are they limiting people in the U.S., they're also like people in the UK just can't get it at all. And I kind of wanted to talk about this on this show because we've been hearing a lot about this Red Bull tie-in promo, and then I saw a lot of fervor about it, and people were like, I can't play it. So I'm paying way more for this DLC, like way more, and now I can't even do the Red Bull thing? Like, come on. People are feeling left out or hosed or fleeced.
Sure. And I would only say that we don't know with this Red Bull deal how much of this money goes towards making Destiny a better game.
The Red Bull money?
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's talk about this.
Activision's pockets,
sponsored,
hey, you don't have like a performance
stuff,
and loss analysis of Destiny and how much it costs to make all this stuff.
I mean, let's use some of our expertise here, like sponsored stuff, things where a sponsorship comes in, like that money goes towards making something, right? I'm not trying to defend this. I'm just want to give people
Jose,
full context.
It's funny. I don't know if we talked about this, but that's what I was saying. Again, like let's base our analysis on facts, okay? How much did it cost to make Destiny and all of this stuff?
$100 million.
No, you don't know that. Yeah,
yeah, they released the facts. They gave him $100 million.
But not on the Taken King and everything else. But yes, the point is, we know Activision is in the business of making a lot of money off of a product. So history would tell you that this is a money grab. But we also see a lot of publishers go out of business and also developers. I don't think Bungie's in that situation. No. But meaning you kind of got to put that hat on.
Average play time is 3 hours.
How much money are they spending on the next Destiny and so on? And that all factors into this. That being said, precedent would say this is pretty much a great marketing deal that Activision has done before with people like Mountain Dew and so on.
But a bad week to launch it.
And they withhold something that was really part of the game, and it's a timed exclusive, and it makes them more money. And usually fans don't mind it so much. But the Destiny is a special scenario, I think, where again, when something like all these little things are withheld, we only have so much to do every week. Yeah. So everything is going to be scrutinized that you're withholding like that.
If it was an XP boost, I don't think people would care as much, but it's a mission. It's a whole thing you are locked out of until 2016.
But let's talk about that portion of it, right? Like the mission, we don't know if it's a good mission. We don't know if it's a bad one. Take, for example, in right now in House of Wolves, there is a bounty you can pick up, and it opens this mission that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise. You know which one I'm talking about. I don't know off the top of my head. It's not a very good mission, at least in the sense that it starts out in the summoning pits, and you're on a turret, and you think it's gonna be this high point and this awesome thing, and it ends really quickly.
It's about a 9-minute
almost feels
mission.
like it feels like just like a pitch for a mission versus the full thing. If that's what I'm getting out of this, I'm fine. I don't need to play that.
Exactly, that's what you think. You don't know the content of the Taken King. You don't know that this mission is even fun or substantial.
You guys don't care, but I think the audience, they want to decide for themselves whether or not they would like it, and they can't even experience.
Do care, but you're saying what we're saying, which is look at the content before you decide.
Yeah, and I want to be clear. I don't think that it's wrong for the audience to care about this. I mean, we're all part of that audience, for Christ's sake, so there shouldn't be a difference. But I will say that I'm not a big fan of snap judgments, right? Like, I'm a guy who, when something gets announced that I'm disappointed in, I go, okay, well, that's so far all I know. Let me reserve this judgment. Let me just wait and see what they're going to pull on this. And right now, I just don't know what that mission is. And quite frankly, I would be willing to bet right now that it's not something that is a huge deal. But at the end of the day, pulling this out this week,
it was
like whoever was running the PR ship on this campaign really needed to pull over and say, hey guys, we cannot talk about this yet because this is already a rough week for us in terms of the price.
Well, they didn't really talk about it. It just kind of came out. So
this type of stuff,
there's no way they could have put the brakes on it.
Yeah, guys, this launches next week. Or now. It's in stores
now. So the
now.
cans exist.
They're out. They had to say.
Wait,
so this was planned a long time
So do we start the podcast every week with how many cans of Red Bull did you buy?
That's not a bad idea.
0.
I'm kidding.
So look, be objective is the point. But it's hard to be objective when it is your time and money. And we have nothing to do until September 15th. So of course we're going to
So far, on the books, we have nothing big happening with Destiny between now and September 15th.
And one point of clarity before, since we were kind of throwing the numbers out. I mean, Destin was right. It was $40 currently still for just the Taken King. Sorry, 40 pounds. And 46 pounds, they had reduced the price for the limited edition. So it's $62 and $72 difference currently as the dollar stands. So that's the issue is like it doesn't first of all, it's expensive, but second of all, it's like only a $10 differential between those two doesn't seem right. So
we're coming to the end of the show. We need to transition to the last thing. But before Jose opens it up, we're going to start the conversation here. We're going to end it with the community. So we want you to leave comments about this next segment. So
Jose, absolutely. We
comments.
Comments only. Yes. Wait, what just happened, Mister? I used to respond
500 emails.
Really, but you used to respond to all of them. What happened?
I have 500 of them, and I work
Sure, but meaning feel free to send email, but we're going to be really looking at comments.
Yeah,
in fact, get in the comments and help bubble up the stuff that you guys think is
and
great.
that's comments on YouTube or on IGN itself, right? We can try and definitely take a look at both.
Will you be looking at the Fireteam chat podcast group on Facebook at all?
Oh, I'm on there all the time.
Yeah, so we'll look there.
Okay, I like this. All right, so then the question is for us right now, what do we want to see in the Taken King? Now, I mentioned at the top of the show, we have talked about what we want from the next expansion, but I think now that we have a better idea of what this expansion is, we can have a more informed discussion on it. And this, of course, was a Destin Legere pitch. So thanks,
actually,
Destin,
Fran and I talked
about
about it over text last night.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
we
didn't
guys
want to
text each other.
Fran's like, man, we don't want to be all negative on the show. Let's talk about like some hopefulness and brightness.
I didn't even
it's
funny. I didn't even say that yesterday, but I said, "What are the topics for the show?" And he laid it out, and I was like, "Well, what about some of these things? Maybe." And he's like, "Oh yeah, maybe something like." Looking forward to the Taken King.
Yeah,
because we haven't talked a lot about
We've been in a lot of doom and gloom lately with all the like negative press that Bungie's getting and just discussing.
Well, we've been so focused on what we know, what is being taken away or not given, and how much it costs, and all valid discussion. But we haven't really talked about what we want to get out of the Taken King.
So then,
there's so much we don't know.